When training the hip hinge, a great exercise that we can incorporate into our training regimen is the Romanian deadlift. So if you're a distance runner, this is fantastic to work on that single leg, right? You're standing on one leg for essentially the whole time you're running. So making sure that, hey, if we're strong doing a Romanian deadlift, working on that hip hinge, right, it's going to translate over very, very well. Even if you're someone who's just active, CrossFit athlete, power lifter, the Romanian deadlift is a great exercise just to incorporate into your regimen because, hey, right, you're doing jumping, you're doing running, you're doing a lot of these single leg motions as well that will translate into your deadlifts and your other Olympic lifts, power cleans, whatever else you're doing. So we have a fairly light kettlebell, 20 pounds, and the goal here is we're going to stand on one leg. Depending on where you have the kettlebell, which hand you're holding it in, is going to change it a little bit of which muscles you're actually using. So if I'm going to stand on my right leg and hold it in my right hand, it's going to be more of just, hey, we're going to work on the glute, the hamstring, and just working on single leg balance as we're going through this. If I hold it on the other side here, what's going to happen is now my hip, my glute medius muscle is going to have to activate in order to prevent my hip from dropping down as I'm going in this. So keep this in mind as we're going through this. If you know, hey, my glute medius are weak, my trainer, my therapist, my chiropractor has said, hey, you need to work on your glute medius, this is a great opportunity to hold the weight in the opposite hand, right? If I'm doing this Romanian deadlift on my left side, hold the weight in my right hand, and it will help train this glute medius muscle. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to hold it on my right side, and we're gonna perform the Romanian deadlift on my left. So the goal is start the motion with core tight, screw the foot into the ground, squeeze that glute, and this heel is just gonna go towards the ceiling as I'm gonna hip hinge backwards here, dropping the weight straight down towards the ground, coming down, nice neutral spine, tensioning up the hamstrings. Oh, pull me away a little bit here. I'm not used to doing them on this side. And then touch the kettlebell, in this case, to the ground, explode back up. And make sure you're not looking up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're really tensioning this hamstring as you're coming through. You're gonna feel like glute med really activating when you're doing this. And then I'll switch it around. It looks like from this side, I'll do it on the same side on my right side this time. Actually, we'll do the left side. The same side, but I'll switch the kettlebell. I don't care too much about what this arm does. You can have it out for balance if you like. Sometimes I really like to challenge myself. Try to get this all the way to the ground. All right, so guys, that is the Romanian deadlift. Fantastic exercise again to start to work on our posterior chain, our glute max, our hamstrings, and a bunch of muscles that are very, very important and underused, especially in distance runners.